his team. A meal lasts 3 hours and will set you back, brace yourselves, £2,000 each.
OK, after the break, I learn about this carbon fibre work of art.
So beautiful. It's so aggressive. It's like a cobra.
Go! Before racing it against a cycling champ.
Oh, my God! What happened?
It's all about the bike.
Welcome back to the Gadget Show Money No Object Special. Finally, it's Jason and the sensei of all high-end bikes.
I'm about to witness the creation of a very special bicycle made to the exact physical measurements of an individual. Me. It's the Venge Vias Pro.
If you're not a cycling nerd, then I've probably just spoken absolute gobbledygook. But as I hope to demonstrate in the next few minutes, there are bikes in this world, and then there are bikes.
Specialized is a US bike manufacturer. They make all kinds of different bikes for a wide range of budgets. Nevertheless, most of them are off the peg, so you go into your bike shop, you see one of their bikes, and you walk out with your size, you know, whatever, a medium.
But for the fortunate few, there's another level. And that's why the first stage of creating a Venge Vias starts with a man like Murph. He began by delving into my medical history, including some of my nagging injuries.
Just here, it's really painful. It's always painful.
We'll try and reduce the chance of that flaring up again.
Great.
So we'll make sure we observe and don't go beyond your normal range. Follow me over here.
With that over, it was time to get fitted for my bike, starting with the saddle.
Feet on the box, knees above your hips.
Right.
And that gives us a nice firm impression into that gel. Step up and off the box completely. I'm going to observe your sit bone width here. So that's 120 millimetres. So that's the sit bone width. So we have a saddle that's appropriate for that. We'll try that on the fit bike.
Right.
Even the shape of your feet is carefully analysed.
Let's have a look. Wow, look at that. So yeah, we've got virtually no contact at these 2 points there. We've got different footbeds here, or insoles, which to support that high arch, or otherwise you're going to lose power through the bike.
Custom footbeds. I haven't even got on the bike yet.
Well, it's all about the details. It's millimetres, not centimetres when it comes to bike fit.
Next, my flexibility was checked.
122-degree angle there, so that was going to be good news in terms of reach and drop, so you can get low and aerodynamic on the front of that bike.
With that sorted, I could finally get onto something vaguely resembling a bike, where I was rigged with a battery of infrared LEDs that would display my posture and track my every move.
So the goal with this fit, we're trying to get as many of these ranges here that are currently a mixture of red and green into the green zones. So the beauty of this, I can make some real-time adjustments on there, and we'll see this starting to change when we're looking at it on screen. Now I'm making that saddle too low for you now. So we can see we've gone away from that green zone, so let's bring that back up. There we go, we're back into that green zone again on that saddle height. Let's reduce the height of the front end. We want to make sure, we want to get you as aero as possible, but we don't want to exceed your body's range of motion. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay.
It's like a bike version of the Transformers robot. It's just suddenly become a sports car.
So the thing is, we're fitting the bike to you. Yeah, not you to the bike, and that's the big difference.
Well, I've had everything except my tonsils measured. Now I get to go away for a few days while the team here assemble my tailor-made racing machine. Awesome.
That process begins with a Zin machine. This translates all my settings from the adjustable bike into hard data so that the correct frame size and component parts can be ordered up. And once those had arrived, the build could commence. Virtually everything on a Vias Pro is made of super stiff, super light carbon composite material. Matt, the expert technician tasked with the assembly, began by cutting the carbon seat post to my size. Next, Matt fitted the handlebars. Now, this sounds simple until you realise that all the brake and gear cables have to be carefully threaded through the frame. This means they won't disrupt the airflow over the bike. Then the gears and chain set were added. And finally the wheels, at which point I returned.
God! Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's so stealthy and aggressive, isn't it? It's like a cobra. It's like a fast-moving animal
It is, but it's been engineered so that it's very aerodynamic. The air can be channeled across the fork, across the brake, across the down tube.
Yeah.
Feed the air across this part of the bike.
No.
That then feeds across the seat tube. So that's then passing the wind over the brake itself.
Yeah.
And away from the bike, so it's as seamless as possible.
You haven't made this to look beautiful. It looks beautiful because it's quick. Incredible.
Aerodynamic drag is the biggest force acting against a cyclist. So in a bid to make their machines as slippery as possible, Specialized have become the first and so far only bike manufacturer to build their very own wind tunnel. After 4 hours of careful labour, my bike was finished, and as far as I was concerned, it was a work of carbon art.
Now, you've watched all this, and I'm guessing you've got one pressing question. How much does a VLC Pro actually cost? Well, the answer is £6,500. Now, look, a week ago, I would have said that's an awful lot of money to pay for a bicycle, but not now.
In fact, having seen the amount of effort and skill involved in its creation, I reckon it's a bit of a bargain. And so, to see what effect such craftsmanship has on a rider, I arranged a little race here at Herne Hill Velodrome.
Well, I'm going to take on this man, Tony Gibb. What an absolute pleasure to meet you, sir.
And you.
Let me see if I can recite your CV. World champion? Yeah. Commonwealth medalist?
Yep.
17-time British champion?
Yep.
9-time World Cup winner?
Yep.
That is an incredible accomplishment.
Thank you very much.
And we're in historic Herne Hill, where the Olympics were held in 1948.
Yep.
And where we're going to do 2 races, OK? The first race is you and I on entry-level bicycles. So bikes, road bikes that anyone can afford to buy if they want to get into cycling. We're going to do 2 laps, and we're going to see who wins, OK? And then we're going to do it again, except this is the bit they might not have told you about. I'm going to jump onto a bespoke S-Works Venge. You're going to stay on the entry-level bike, and we're going to see if that difference between the two of us is altered.
Sounds fair.
I hope so. That's the idea. Let's get it on. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Each race would take place over 2 laps of the 450-metre track. We'd begin with a rolling start.
You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Go!
In fact, the race was over before it began. On identical machinery, I simply couldn't match Tony's power. He quickly eased into the lead, and no matter how hard I tried, the gap just kept opening up.
Oh, my thanks.
By the finish, he was over 2 seconds ahead.
Oh, my God. Not only is your acceleration just astonishing, but you just keep on it. You're not even out of breath.
A little bit.
I don't think I've ever put as much effort into sprinting.
So, what difference, if any, would a bike costing over 10 times as much make?
Ready?
Yeah, you?
Well, yeah.
Go!
Well, for starters, I managed to stay on his wheel over the acceleration phase, which was incredible.
He's doing better on the superbike.
But as the race unfolded, surely Tony's power would begin to tell. But here's the truly amazing thing. A lap and a half later, I was still in touch. And as the finish line came into view, I attempted the impossible.
What happened? Did I beat you?
Yeah.
Oh, my God! Why?
It's all about the bike.
I thought I pulled out too soon. I thought you'd leave me for dust.
No.
What happened on that last 100 metres?
Well, you've just sat behind me, so I've spent a lap and a half pushing the wind. So then when you drop out, you're fresher.
Yeah.
And come past.
It's incredible. I can't believe how much quicker this is. I didn't feel the same level of fatigue. It's like my spine is in a different position. It's like my legs were able to move.
Yeah. Which put you in a a more economical and a more powerful pedalling position.
Well, it's been an absolute honour and a pleasure.
I'm going for a coffee.
All right, I think that's a great idea. Oh, I'm not going to pretend that that's not painful. Wait for me.
Right, that's your lot this week, but remember, if you've missed some of the show or any previous episodes, then just check out our on-demand service, My5.
But don't go anywhere just yet, as here's another chance to get your hands on a famous Gadget Show competition, and also mix of all the tech you really want to get your mitts on. And this one's worth a massive 34 grand.
To enter, all you have to do is text Gadget to 85555 or call 0902 055 5000, or post your name and contact phone number to The Gadget Show 2305, PO Box 7557, Derby, DE1 0NP.
Text costs £2 plus one message at standard network rate. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen and 3 days later for postal entries. For rules, go to channel5.com/win. Goodbye and good luck.
From flying false teeth to wheelchairs out of control, potty pensioners are showing they've still got it here on Channel 5. Stay right where you are for Grannies Make You Laugh Out Loud next.